I'm back! And it's awkward because no one noticed that I was gone. Yeah, well, yeah, if you noticed I was gone, thanks. But yeah, I was ill and then I had work, but that's boring, so let's just stop talking about it. Today I'm going to be reviewing Carry On by Rainbow Rowell. People probably know what this is, I'm not gonna carry on. Carry On is a fan fiction that started in Fangirl, also by Rainbow Rowell, where a character called Kath writes fan fiction about these two characters, Simon and Baz, which is based on a canon series by Gemma T. Leslie about a wizarding school and the people that go there. So people have said it's kind of based on Harry Potter, which it is, but it's also very different from Harry Potter, so I'm going to get into that in a second. So about a year ago, Rainbow Rowell said that she was going to be writing this because she'd written about Simon and Baz through the perspective of Kath, the character in Fangirl, and she'd written about Simon and Baz through the perspective of Gemma, the canon author in Fangirl, but she'd never written them as Rainbow Rowell, and she wanted to have her own say on the characters and where they would end up. So that's what Carry On is. It's her own take on an origin story, kind of like Harry Potter, but very, very different. Very different. Because I've seen a lot of people online being like, oh, isn't it just Harry Potter fanfiction? No. So this follows Simon and Baz, who are roommates but they hate each other. So Simon is like the hero, he's the chosen one, and Baz says that he's the worst chosen one to ever be chosen, and Baz is like the kind of aristocracy but kind of evil, and he's a vampire as well, which is like a massive secret that no one's supposed to know because vampires are seen as below mages or wizards. So the story starts at the last year of school, so it's their last year at Watford School of Magic, I think it's called, and Simon has to figure out a way to defeat the insidious humdrum, who is this being who is kind of sucking out the magic from certain areas. So when wizards or mages enter there, they cannot use their magic and they're left drained for some time afterward. As well as all that though, there's also budding romances, and a major amount of people will know that Simon and Baz do inevitably end up together. Or well, they get together, they kiss or something and things happen. But that happened in Fangirl, in the Carry On, in that. So people knew it was a massive ship, so that's not a spoiler. But yeah, so there's romantic feelings between them, and it is very well written, and it's quite a slow burn kind of romance, because they do hate each other at the beginning. Also, I loved about it is the portrayal of friendship. Simon has a friend called Penelope, and there's literally no like hint of romance between them whatsoever, which I really love, despite the fact that, you know, they're so close. But it's just not romantic at all, and I really, really like that because I love having friendship in YA. I think there's such a massive focus on romance, and when, you know, that's not of interest to you, it's kind of a bit But this has got everything. It's kind of adventure fantasy. It's very funny. It's got lots of humorous, sarcastic comments and moments, and lots of actually pop culture references, which is a way it's different from Harry Potter. It's very set in modern day. There's references to like Doctor Who and QI, and I'm like, whoa, I thought I was reading a magic book, but you know, it's there, and it just works so well. Another element that I really loved is that the spells are kind of like powerful words and phrases, so that's why that they're spells and they're magical. But these can be from like song lyrics or poetry or literature, and some of them are like Queen lyrics, and I was just like, oh my god, like so much emotion right now, and it was just great. I highly recommend this novel, and I don't think you should be put off by the fact that it kind of originated from fanfiction, because I think I'm an advocate for fanfiction. I love it. I think that if a book has inspired someone else to write their own take on a story, that is the highest form of engaging with that story that you can, and I think that's really great. And obviously, like, you know, you can't have it too much like the original thing. You have to add your own elements to it. That's exactly what Rainbow Rowell has done, and that's why I think stuff like this works. And eventually when you add enough things to it, it just becomes a different story, an original idea, which is kind of what this is. So I would advise people not to be put off by that. It is a really great story in its own right, and I loved it so much. I gave it 5 out of 5 on my blog. I don't have a Goodreads because stresses me out because I don't do things on time, and anyway, so yeah, definitely give this a read. It's so good, and I'll probably be rereading it like in a second. But if that wasn't enough to convince you to read it, you know, if you don't trust me, which is understandable, there's a little bit at the beginning which kind of just convinced me. Carry On. The rise and fall of Simon Snow is a ghost story, a love story, and a mystery. It has just as much kissing and talking as you'd expect from a Rainbow Rowell story, but far, far more monsters. that sold it for me. Well, actually no, I got sold like the second I heard it was coming out. But that should sell it for you. That is a pretty awesome and accurate description of what it is. So go buy it, read it, love it, and talk to me about it. Come back to this video and comment what you thought, or if you've read it, tell me what you thought, because that would be nice. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in another video soon. Bye!